How are you? Good morning. Um, I'm sorry I'm late. I the thumbnail said 11:15, my brain said 11:30. So I've just been wandering around, doing little piddly things. Oh, happy Friday. How the hell are you? Well, I'm fantastic, thank you. Hey, Texas Tiffany, how you doing? I'm a little tore up from the floor up. Again, not like the last time. But my goodness, I had a little bit of insomnia last night. When you get to that place where you're like, you're overtired. I get like this weird whole body, like if your body hummed. Oh, you know what it reminds me of? Only the old people will understand this. I don't even know if we have these anymore. Okay, when I was a kid. Hey, Brittany Marie. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, so when I was a kid, I grew up in a subdivision, and the lots were pretty good size. Please help me, Facebook. How are you? Um, and we had a swimming pool, but it had a cage over it, a bird cage to keep, all the dirt and all the crap out. But that also makes your pool not as the water doesn't get as warm as it does, if you don't have a bird cage. So when we were kids, at the very right hand corner of the property, there was a giant green, I think it was like a transformer for the I don't know if my mom, like, if she just didn't like us, or if we, were really in no danger, or we were just incredibly lucky. But when you would get out of the swimming pool, and you'd be cold because you were in there so long you were pickled. Hey, crazy nurse, how are you? Hey, it's me, Amberly. How you doing? So me and my little neighborhood girlfriends, we would go and sit on top of that transformer box because it was, oh, shockingly, it was warm, kind of like a hairdryer warm, and it would just, it had this weird like hum. Yeah, Mom, I know you're not listening, but remind me to ask you about that later. Like, did you know that we were sitting on a damn electrical box? But that's like the vibe I had going through my body last night. Just nothing. It was just some personal things that I had talked to someone about, in the family, just family things that happen in families. Just I'm not going to say drama. It wasn't probably to that level. Yes, crazy nurse and transformer. Were Was I in any danger of being electrocuted while sitting on that, at least daily, while being soaking wet from the pool in our bathing suits? Especially at night, because it would, make you feel nice and toasty. Okay, thank God. All right, Mom, you're off the hook on that. So anyway, I had talked to a family member, and just it wasn't like a DEFCON 4 situation at all, but it was just one of those things where it's like, oh my God, how could, like, I'm just hearing about this now, and it bothered me apparently, but it wasn't one of those things where I put it together until this morning. Like, why the hell was I up at 2:30 in the morning, unable to sleep, and going on YouTube? Oh, I was like, girl, don't do it. Don't you open that Pandora's box, because that bitch is not going to shut once you do, and you're going to be up all damn night. You're going to be tore up from the floor up yet again. But I did it. I opened the lid a little bit. I may or may not have been in Queen Bee's chat. Being quite liberal with my chats. I was not there long, however, because I just said, girl, turn this damn thing off and go to bed. So I finally did. It was close to 4, and I got up at 7:15. So yeah, I still feel a little toe up from the flow up. Oh, good, crazy nurse. I'm glad to hear that none of us were in danger of being electrocuted. Well, here we are. Friday. Happy Friday. Um, Give me just one moment here to wipe my glasses off. Oh, you guys, in case you didn't see the video this morning, as I'm sure most of you are well aware, thanks to our fabulous clip channels. Well, hold on 1 minute. I don't want to deviate. Now, here's the good news. Well, I guess it depends on what you're looking for. Instead of my typical, 3 pages of typed notes. Yes, crazy nurse. It's about you, Nurse Ratched. I love that bitch. Yes, she and Justin Timberlake, they met in a bar, and we're getting there. We're getting there. Anyone I speak about, please, no hate, no doxing. Just do everything the opposite of what the skanky tragedy pimps do. There you go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Oh, please help me, Facebook. Yeah. Oh, and like I said, listen, if y'all think that I have given both barrels, I have not. Unlike most of these jackrag dirtbag people that I talk about, it may have been a skill that came to me a little later in life than others, but what matters is that you've got it, and that would be impulse control. Yes. And that's not to say, listen, there are times that things, they come flying out that, I maybe was a little unfortunate and shit happens. We're going to talk about that too. But please help me, Facebook. You know what? This is probably a good place to say. I have no doubt that I am the absolute bane of existence for Betty, all the tragedy pimpy people, because while I have a small channel and they don't care about me, but they should, because it, all these people live and die by those numbers. Like, that's all they care about are the numbers. I don't. I would like to grow the channel, of course, but I wouldn't be saying or doing anything different. And that's truly. Oh God, pardon me, please. I thought I turned the damn thing off. At least the Apple phone is kind enough to tell me scam likely. I love that. Okay, there we go. Sorry, apologies. Oh, please help me, Facebook. Listen, the only time I watch that bitch is when I see her on the clips. I cannot stand. I cannot stand the sight nor the sound of her. And I would not give her the view. So as soon as Heels in the Air clips it, or Bash Tragedy Pimps, Couch Clips, Menace to Sobriety, all of them, Earth. Oh my God, you guys, there are so many amazing clip channels. It would be more notable if I were telling you, this one's Jones in, she's hilarious. By the way, I loved your JLR saddling up. Sir, whoever you were at Chad Daybell's house, or what the fuck's his name? Is he Vallow or Daybell? My God, that bitch has had more husbands than me. And they don't call me Zsa Zsa for nothing. It's not just for my, gorgeous blonde hair and my gems. No, jewels. And it is also not a coincidence that we were both named Lisa. Although that's my real name. We've done the inverse. Zsa Zsa, I let Zsa Zsa use my name for her. Well, we didn't have YouTube back then. So for her sitcom glory days in Green Acres, and she let me use hers here on YouTube. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, yes. The man who, JLR, let me just say this. You are the reason that God made gated communities. And oh, I'm so glad that, several of my family members live in said gated communities because it keeps disgusting trash like you. Well, they try to keep trash like you out. Yeah. Unless you're going to, barrel through the gate, which God knows that, that could probably happen. But I absolutely loved when Judd, and listen, everybody. Hey, Catherine 662, how you doing, girl? Please, everybody within the sound of my voice, if you can hear this and you want to just shove it right up JLR's ass with no lube, refer to him as I heard this is how B Tim refers to JLR, and I'm not sure if it's because he is just so, like most of us, creeped out by him that he doesn't care what his name is and accidentally calls him Jonathan Lee Richards. Well, I don't know, but I love calling him Jonathan Lee Richards. And please, if you can hear me at any time and you're not a fan, well, if you must, if that Slee Stack demon's name must come forth from you, call him Jonathan Lee Richards. Ooh, because I'm sure that just pisses him right on off. Hey, twin thing, how you doing? Liza Rowe, how are you? London girl, good morning. Oh my God, please help me, Facebook. The Glare does have amazing names for him. John Italia being my favorite. But Caillou, I'm sorry, that's going down in the all-time history of best insult name to any of the various and sundry tragedy pimps, because quite terrifying the comparison. Just go pull up a picture of Caillou. I mean, I could do it, but I'm not going to. Hi, Dreamers 1160. Well, thank you. I'm glad you love my channel. Yeah, I have a low bullshit tolerance, and stupid people piss me off. Not sorry. Okay, if we had more people that were pissed off about stupid people, and listen, when I say stupid people, I do not mean, I am not talking about people who literally have an intellectual developmental delay, because you know what? Quite ironically, those are some of usually the kindest, sweetest people walking amongst us. No, I'm talking about just the disgusting. You get it, okay? And listen, Lisa's going to make a little mea culpa. Not going to do it yet, but boy, we have gone far afield of JLR's in front of, what the hell's the dude's name? Chad Daybell, his house. Don't let me forget, because I promise I'm going back there. Listen, with me, you're on the interstate, we pull over to the rest stop, we get back on the interstate, and of course, it's like, I gotta use it. Can we get a Starbucks? So now we have to pull off, and then we go the wrong way on the interstate when we're trying to get back to the original direction, and then we end up on some damn service road, and at some point we get where we're going. So that's what this ride's gonna be like. I'm old and I can't remember shit. Hence, I'd like everyone to notice, please, that my custom monogram notepads nicely coordinate with my outfit. The one I really like, it's a much bigger piece of paper, but it's got my first and last name on it. You know, I'm sure that's coming, but until it does, I'll just use the Lisa, the short piece of paper. So yeah, that's kind of how the ride is. We're going to be here, there, everywhere, but even with my old ass and highly distracted brain, I I'm still probably, well, I know probably about it, still intellectually superior to most of the people that I talk about. I'm not saying they have no skills at all. I'm quite certain. Well, some of them obviously do. I just don't want to know about them. But I, unlike these people, I very much do self reflect. And when I leave this room, within an hour, I sit down on my couch, unless I've got something else I need to do. And I watch the entire live that I just ended. And, you know, I, there are, I've, what's a pip and a holler? Oh, Cobra. Well, thank you very much. I'd like to think I'm smart, young. Well, probably not so much, but but I make regular trips to the Fountain of Youth. No, not that. Not needle and thread. No, more like you know, injection. I'm not bionic. Oh, I was going to say I have all my original parts, but that'd be a slight lie. um, so I've just made a little couple notes to myself because I know there are a couple things that I say regularly that I promise I'm going to address it in full before I end. Hi, Twinkles, how are you? Oh, that's very sweet. I thank Queen Bee for dropping my link. And anyone she may have told to come check me out, I appreciate that. Hold on, give me a moment. It's particularly bad this morning because I'm working on 3 hours of sleep. But there are things that I know that I say that I promise you my goal is never to insult large swaths of people. Despite what I'm sure there are people who think, and maybe deservedly so, I know that I can come across as thinking I'm very superior. Well, I do think I'm very superior to the people that I talk about, but it has nothing to do with this. It's no. But so we're going to talk about that at the end, I promise, because even Lisa, I really put my foot in something the other night, and the person that I was standing in the yard with me when I did it. I'm not going to mention a name. That person will know who they are, and I have thought about it, and I just want you to know that I felt like I felt pretty small, and this is the now listen, we're on the interstate. I'm starting the mea culpa, but you're gonna have to take the whole ride, and yeah, we're gonna detour. But before we get off this damn interstate, you will know. You may not know right now who you are, but you will know by the time I'm done, and you will have my sincere apology. Okay, so. Oh, please help me, Facebook. Yeah, I stream from both channels, At some point, I want to not do that, but yeah, right now I am. Okay, so here's something funny. Oh my God, you guys tell me. Listen, I'm sure this is going to get some people all. Oh, I can't believe she would say that. Heels in the air. Who, I talk to heels in the air every couple days via text. It's usually me telling her, you know, giving her the Academy Award of YouTube for best clip of the day. And her openings, she changes the openings, but it's always people dancing. And oh my God, I heels, girl, I'm not pandering. Everybody else may think I am, but I'm not. I promise you. Every single morning, she is the first video that I watch because, well, for the obvious, but the absolute, what does burnt toast call it? Chef's kiss. Yes, chef's kiss. The dancing and the music. I love it. It puts a smile on my face every morning. And it is truly a great way to start your day. And I may have sent her a text last night. I did. That said, I love all the new openings. I said, and oh my goodness, girl, I just got to tell you, my favorite is one of my favorites is the little, like, I don't know, what are they, middle school aged ballroom dancers. You guys know which one I'm talking about, right? Okay, I know this is going to piss some people off, but suck it. I know you're thinking it. I'm just going to say it. Okay, the one little girl that's doing the ballroom. Well, you know what? Let me just read you my text message. What did I say? Okay, here we go. Geez, I guess I could have done this, before I came in here on your time. Sorry, it'll make you laugh, I promise. It'll be worth it. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Just let me read it so I know where to start because I don't need to read all of it. Oh. I just remembered that I meant to send you something funny. Did I tell you that when I watch the ballroom dancing little girls with the ballroom dancers, the couples, did I tell you that when I watch the ballroom dancing girls, I'm pretty certain that the first one is headed for the pole. She is just a little too enthusiastic about her dancing. I should send that little girl a thank you note because she puts a smile on my face and then makes me chuckle when I think about her future as an exotic dancer. Oh, I'm sorry. Tell me that you're not thinking the same damn thing, okay? I mean, that she is, my God, she is into it. If I was her mom, no, sweet. Honey, how do you feel about ballet? Or, I don't know, river dancing? She's got the enthusiasm for river dancing. That would be perfect for her. Hey, Snickerdoodle, how are you? Yeah, no. If she's mine, oh, hell no, honey. No, we are, listen. There's a reason that I didn't let her go to child beauty pageants, and it's this. No, no. She's way too dedicated. She is far too enthusiastic, and all it's going to take is one. No, nip, honey. Here's your choices: ballet, river dancing, Oh, how about tap dancing? No, I think tap dancing would be, well, I don't know. River dancing could get her in trouble too. Yeah, I think square dancing. How about we have a winner? Square dancing. Swing your partner round and round. Oh, I know I'm going to get shit for saying that. I don't give a damn. I'm going to eat a, you know what? I'm going to be eating dinner tonight, whatever I want. Just fine. Okay. So, yes, but that truly is such a great Cobra. Yes, dirty dancing. Tell me I'm wrong. If you do not agree with me, I would like you to put in the chat why I'm wrong. Why? Like if you don't think she's a little too enthusiastic, and it's not just the the cha cha cha. It's the it's all this too. It's yeah. I would immediately put an end to that. Amy Fi. Hi, Amy Fi. I saw the name that I didn't recognize. Hello, welcome. I don't know. You might not have picked a good place to enter the building. Oh, Dreamers 1160 Tango. I think Tango. No. Because we are talking about the. Okay, we're done with this. Okay, that subject is done. Moving on. Well, there's Ratched. Hello, patients. The medication window has now been opened. If you are on levels C, R, A, M, and A, please make your way to the medication window where Nurse Ratched will have a very pretty but bitter little pill. And just remember, if you don't want to take it willingly, well, we have ways to make you medicate. And trust me, there are, and Crazy Nurse she'll back me on this. There are definitely, there are harder ways to get medication in someone that needs it. And I'm not talking about a needle. Think the furthest point south of the traditional mode of delivery. Think the furthest point south that has an entry portal. And oh my goodness! Oh, JLR! Shit! I never finished that story. Hi, Grandma Sherry. How are you? Cobra. My YouTube husband, Mike Stevens, I think he's mad at me. I don't know. Are we separated, Mike? What's the deal? He loves Betty. Mike left me a comment about that black dress. He said it looked like a negligee. And I said, I wear flannel pajamas to bed. He was like, no. I was like, yes, not lying. Yeah, I do believe that JLR, I know they force fed you in prison. Did you ever have to have like a suppository of medication? I mean, you strike me as the kind of patient that might be uncooperative. I bet you only do that once. Oh, thank you, Cobra. Oh, on that note, I think I told y'all I have this very nice black tie wedding to go to in the evening, and dresses 17 and 18 arrived yesterday, and when I leave here, I am going to go try them on, and I'm actually strongly considering letting you all pick the dress. That black number, that is that's my least. It's in the running. That's kind of like my, well, probably like Betty, and I don't think she made it to the prom, but if she did, well, kind of like she was the chick that the guy would have, if the prom started at 8, she's the one, the guy hit her up at 7:42 and was like, hey, got a date for the prom? Y'all, this could get very dangerous because I'm kind of like slap happy right now. And all I need is just a little bit of, egging on. And okay, so once we have disembarked all of the patients from levels C, R, A, M, and A at the medication window, we will be ready for rows T, R, A, G, E, D, and P, I, M, P, S. But if you take your pretty little pills via the traditional delivery method, it's Friday, so guess what you're gonna get? Nurse Ratched, I will give you a cinnamon red hot. It's kind of hard to see. Oh wait, let me turn him around. Well, god dang, you've got him sealed in a plastic bag. He's having freaking, I think he's passed. I mean, didn't you look at there's a freaking warning on the bag. It says this is not a toy. What the hell are you thinking? He's like, bitch, I didn't jump in here voluntarily. I swear I'm not on anything. And it's coffee. And I don't like Baileys or any of that shit. This is straight up coffee. I did actually contemplate a White Claw. I thought, too early. Although, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. But yes, if everyone is cooperative and we don't have to administer any suppositories, or I don't, have to call Sven to body slam you down to the ground while we pry your jaws apart, you're gonna get this. Look how cute that is. Can you see? He's a little teddy bear. Back to JLR. I'm pretty sure he never got a cinnamon teddy bear when he had to go to the medication window. I loved in Joneson's video where that disgusting. Oh, Jonathan, obviously you've been listening to me. Because I noticed. Now listen, I have no use for you. I can't stand you. I think you're disgusting, foul, creepy, vile. I could go on, but I don't need to. All that being said, I think you're getting that eyebrow game dialed in. My goodness, Jonathan, kudos to you. They looked much better. It looked like if you are still using Krylon with probably a homemade eyebrow stencil that you made out of, the posters with the pretty glitter and the cutout magazine pictures on them that Betty makes for her important work. As long as you work at Hobby Lobby, sure. If you are still using a Krylon spray paint along with your stencil, well, I'm glad you lighten the color up, okay? Because when your natural pallor appears to be grayish, you can't have this jarring, cold black spray on lashes, or I'm sorry, spray on eyebrows. So as JLR is standing in front of Chad Daybell's house, I don't know who came out the door, This was Joneson's video entitled "Time to Saddle Up," I think it said, and she had the damn Western music playing. Bravo! It was hilarious. Oh, bye, Cobra. Have a great day at the beach. Are you going to stay at one of Betty's luxurious Airbnb beachfront rentals? I absolutely loved whoever came out of the front door of that house. I'm assuming it was probably Chad Daybell's one of his children. It was a man. And here's dumbass just out there. Dude, I tell you guys all the time, you know, if we ever get to the point in our relationship where you feel so compelled to come and do that in front of my house, well, you won't see my house from, you know, there's very large foliage everywhere. But I think I would do the exact same thing he did, which was get his phone out and stand out the front door and have well, I was going to say a glamour shot photo op showdown, like the Price is Right showcase. Oh yeah, it was just absolutely vile and weird. And dude, you're gross. Like you, I mean, if anybody thinks Norman Bates is creepy, no, jailer. So I thought that was brilliant how that guy handled it. And I'm sorry. Listen, I don't need a lesson from Betty or any other fucking jailhouse lawyer. Okay? Because guess what? I have a real legal education, and I am very well versed in, you know, I've said many times, just because it is your right to do something does not mean you should do it. And it's just disgusting. It's such an invasion, especially, my God, you guys probably saw it, the video, how it's not like he was, you know, in the middle of a busy subdivision or residential area. No. I mean, a dog came out from behind the building, and I was, oh God, I was like, oh God, please, I will buy you a friggin' T-bone every night for the rest of your life. I'll send a never-ending Omaha Steaks subscription box. Fido, please, just get a running start, and please just go and launch and attach your jaw to that thing's face. But the dog was like, hell no, I don't want to get rabies from that gross thing. What is that thing? And he was just like, I can't. I cannot. You're one day, dumbass. One day. And oh, what a happy day that'll be. One day, you're going to pick the wrong one. You truly are. And guess what? There isn't a person on here, or probably in the world at large, besides, I don't know, possibly your parents like you. I don't know why they would, but I'll just assume they do. So, yeah, one day, you are going to get what you so richly deserve. Hence the whole, and he wasn't even the subject really of this video. No, I'm going to talk about Dolly and the rest of the pimpy people. Welcome. Hold on. I just want to make sure. Got that. Okay, yep, that's where we are. Well, kids. Well, I have finally met the much talked about Gina. And The other lady I'd seen before. Oh, Grandma Sherry, JLR sued his mom for being a bad parent. Well, you know what? That bitch should have countersued for, hey, this ain't what I signed up for. I wanted a kid. I didn't want, the seed of Satan implanted and, spawned. That's how I look at him. Like he is spawned. He's gross. He is just disgusting and vile. And like I said, one day you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that one day this is all he wants. I mean, you cannot go around doing shit like this and think, and God, you disgusting, vile. You don't even appear to be human to me. You are like a slee stack. I do not believe until it is proved. This is how they apply justice. So, JLR, I'm going to go ahead and state for the record that I do not believe, nor will I accept, that you are in fact a mammal and warm-blooded. I don't believe that. So, prove me wrong. Oh, looking beyond, how are you? I saw another new name. I thought Rowena Sudbucker. I love that name. My God, you guys have some of the craziest, best names. Where was I the other night? Jenny Jens. There was somebody in there with an absolutely brilliant screen name. And of course I sent her a message. I'm assuming it's a woman. And I believe it was Jane, JANES BLONDE 007. Jane's Blonde 007. Absolutely brilliant. Love it. JLR doesn't fly because the x-rays can't tell he's not human. I don't believe he's human. He does not have a fucking blink reflex. And when he was on Court TV, shame on you. I second the emotion of the woman on Queen Bee's panel when I was up there yesterday. I'm so sorry, I can't remember your name. She was a lovely woman. She was talking about the boy from Georgia that was almost killed in, some call it hazing. I think it's hazing on crack. But I just totally forget. Like, boop, gone. Don't worry, it'll come back. These people, they're just, I cannot. So yesterday, the big thing, I guess it kicked off late morning, maybe. The aforementioned Gina. Rowena. That's your screen name? No. What? Thank you, it was me. What was you? Oh, you were a panel. Jesus, I'm sorry. Rowena, I'm not at the top of my game right now. I'm rolling on 3 hours of sleep. You were lovely. Natalie Tallulah. Ooh, welcome. I love your name. So the reason I felt so compelled to go on Queen Bee's panel, which I have never done before, I'm always in the chat. If you know me, you know that I'm a prolific chatter. Oh, I love to chat. I will run out of battery before I will run out of this, except for this morning. which I cannot seem to hold a thought in a bucket for more than a few minutes. I've seen the aforementioned Gina, and I saw a lot in the chat about this. Well, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Let me back her up. Back to the service road. We just passed a Starbucks and I really need one. So apparently the big kerfluffle that was happening was apparently there's been some screenshots supposedly of Dolly Vision, maybe or maybe not, chatting with Gina. Now, I'm going to state right here and now, and please believe me when I tell you, I cannot be voracious enough in this statement. There are not many things that I want to know and or have a visual of, besides maybe JLR, than Dolly and his preferences and what he. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to give myself a shameless plug. My God, look at the shit these mofos do. So I'm sorry. I'm taking this. I'm going to blow my own horn. I believe I said yesterday in the chat when said screenshots were being hypothetically discussed. I do believe I said, oh, someone, there may or may not be some pictures to go with said screenshots. I don't know. I believe I said that, would those be images for the overdrawn Spank Bank account? Ooh. Oh, what's that overdraft fee cost? Yeah, I do not give a flying monkey's ass where the mayor of the Lollipop Guild puts his lollipop. Don't give a shit. I do not care. Hi, T. Perry. Oh, yes. It's always helpful to have visual aids. Hey, Constance, how you doing, girl? Hardest working woman in YouTube. Dang, you are a boy. Constance is coming with the don't try and get anything past Constance. I love you, girl. Constance, even though I may not be there, I'm lurking for, we're just going to leave that there. Yeah, I don't care. I do not give a damn where he puts his lollipop. And I'm just going to go ahead and state one of the things that I always state, because I'm sorry, it's true. What in the ever-loving hell is wrong with people? These are a bunch of criminals. What the fuck is alcohol? Goddamn, Dolly, did you in Prayer Garden of America go to the same 7th grade, stopping place in your education in the same school? The only other person I've ever heard say alcohol, and get some alcohol. The fuck is alcohol? I will assume you mean alcohol. You know what? My God, if there's anybody out there who speaks idiot and can figure out a way to live closed captioning with, okay, so we need one that's got a really good ear for dumb AF pronunciations. Okay, so we need that, who can type like a demon. And then we also need to go along with that wonderful, helper. Do you remember that game? What the hell was that thing on one of the big networks, like Family Game Night or something, and they draw the pictures? We can have people draw what comes supposedly from here, flying out of here, that normal educated people need a fucking flashcard and a closed caption specialist to make intelligible. Well, sorry, that is a bridge too far. To make understandable. Yeah. And crazy nurse, I do too. I was born in Florida, period, end of story. You don't get any further south than Florida. Besides, I think Mexico, Baja. But I'm talking within the continental United States, okay? No, we're not counting Hawaii or Alaska, which obviously that wouldn't be south. And I think Hawaii's west. I'm not a damn social studies and geography was never my strong suit, but English is. And what? I don't get it. They're stupid. Most of them are mean as hell. And did I mention they are what I will very charitably call appearance challenged? So the reason so we've got this supposedly, these pictures out here with screenshots and this, Gina, well, goodness, girl, Molly, I think this would be a good point in the program to repeat something I said the other day. And I would challenge you to prove me wrong. And after seeing Molly's new, what is it, her BFF now, her new henchman, whatever the lovely Gina and the other lady, Jilly Bean, is that her name? After meeting them and all of Molly's other peeps, I do believe I said before that Molly is that girl who any friend she has, she's got to feel that she is aesthetically superior to. And prove me wrong. Because what I wrote down was, yep, Molly I have yet to see an attractive friend of Molly's. Now that's not to say that I know all her friends. Hell no, and I don't want to know her friends. And trust me, she doesn't have any fucking friends. And Gina, girl, listen, I got it. If you had class and were better spoken, like in my world, people I know, what I would call you, if you were that, which you're not, but if you were, I would refer to you as a social climber. But here on YouTube, we just call you a minion, a henchman. So there are no friends, but let's just say the people that she associates and surrounds herself, her posse. Can anybody point one out that's pretty? Or even average? How about we're going to set the bar even lower? Not one that first startles you and then has you going, what the fuck? Wait a minute. Oh, Rowena, yes, a simp. See, Rowena, I'm old. I don't, all these words, like, I don't get. I got simp down. It's just not one of those things that's in my vernacular. I'm sure, God, my God, the longer I'm on here, I'm sure it will become so. But like gaslight, I don't know what the hell that means. I mean, I think what that means, back in my day, we just called that a shit stirrer. Like somebody who stirs a pot. Is that what that is? Um, Oh, Grandma Sherry, that's why Olivia got the boot. Oh, girl, you are right about that. Yes, and Olivia, while I think that I'm not giving, I don't need to bring her into it. She's not a part of this shit anymore. Hey, if she gets on the radar again, sure, I'll talk about her. But oh, I would definitely believe that that would be the case. So yeah, I'm just curious. Can anybody and I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying I know all these people. So it's very possible that she's got her girl gang, a little posse of gorgeous, svelte women. Gina, listen, I know that I'm not going to hate on you for it. This is a very strange place. This is the Hunger Games meets Mad Max Thunderdome. You got to have a lot of. There's lots of things I can't explain, but this place, I can't explain a lot of this, but I do know that like all good social climbers, you've it's like the girl that marries a rich man, but maybe necessarily doesn't come from that herself, but marries a man who's wealthy, and then all of a sudden, like, I got the golden ticket to all the best fundraisers. I remove her and shake her, but I'm kind of talking about the girl that would be like Molly, where every woman there, for the most part, is, let's just say they've been at the very least to cotillion, and quite likely we're possibly a debutante. Yeah, that would be the girl that comes in Molly's Dolce and Gabbana. Like, yeah, bitch, we know you're married to that guy, and that's like, we're probably not going to completely shun you like the Amish, when you do a naughty. But you're the one where, oh, hi, yes, nice to meet you. Oh, you're married to, oh, yeah, uh-huh. And what do you do? Oh, yeah. Where do your kids go to school? Oh, yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna go get a drink. It was nice meeting you. And then they're all like, oh my God, did you see what the fuck was she wearing? Molly. So you're just gonna have to trust that I've kind of gotta, while this is certainly not the debutante ball, and this is not a fundraiser, and I don't mean Betty's. I went in my husband's office last night to tell him something, and I saw this on top of a like a china cabinet that's in there, and I was like, I need that. I'll bring it back. And then he's like, I have another one. Do you want that one too? And I was like, oh my God, no. Hold on, it's coming. Wait for it. I fully acknowledge that I don't even know what gaslight means, okay? But I may not speak fluent YouTube, but the reality of it is that anytime you have a group of people, whatever that group may be, there are always people jockeying for position. Whether you're the 16th wife of a wealthy man who ooh, she just wants to take her place at the head table. Oh, well, you do know that they spent 50 grand on that table. Or, ooh, Queen of O'Hara. I love that name. Well, welcome. Fundraiser at a funeral home. Listen, I wasn't kidding yesterday, or whenever the hell it was, when I told Justin, dude, even though I think you're just as foul as she is, you have an unassuming manner about you. You have a pleasing speaking voice. You're very soft spoken, and you're not offensive on first glance. Justin, podcast, My Funeral Home Stories. And it's a guy who grew up in a family run. It's 6 feet under real life. And he would tell. Obviously, he's got stories. And every episode was one of those stories. And I was living for it. Like, I would anxiously await the next episode drop. Fascinating. Justin, dude, you can do better than Molly's bitch. Or I don't know, maybe Gina's. You can be Gina's bitch. Gina, sweet pea, this is what I'm going to tell you, honey. I don't know you. I certainly could give you some fashion advice. For our broad-shouldered friends, sometimes a spaghetti strap tank top, that's not your best bet. But I could help you. Absolutely. I think you just need a little coaching in the right direction. And I don't mean life coaching, but hell, I couldn't do any worse than Molly. Gina, while I understand the oh, you want your mom in the sun, girl, but sweetie, you haven't been, unless I'm wrong, I don't think you've been rolling in this hood long enough to yes, Queen of O'Hara, I do. What gave it away? I am what the tragedy pimps. I mainly speak about the tragedy pimps. I don't know a lot of the other drama the drama community, like all the OG people. I am the honorary pirate ship Barbie at Savage Live with the ladies. But I don't know that bombshell lady. I don't know any of that shit. I don't talk about them. I talk about the tragedy pimps. Thank you, Queen of O'Hara. I appreciate that. That's very sweet. So does anybody know how long Gina's been rolling around here? 2 questions. Is she rolling dirty? Or riding dirty? See, I'm old. Is she riding dirty, and is she rolling on dubs? What, like, I may or may not enjoy the occasional, I don't listen to like narco rap or anything. But me and Snoop Dogg, we're kind of the same age, I think. He might be older than me. Oh, Rowena, thank you. That's so sweet. Yes, that lady that rides the bow. I think that's what that's called. Oh, that could be unfortunate. Metaphorically speak. Well, no, actually, it's not metaphorically. Yeah. What would you call her? She's not a mermaid, is she? So about a month, twin thing. Girl, Gina, sit down. Jesus, girl, honey, you got to pay your dues. Okay, take it from me. I'm going to tell you right now. And this is not because I've got all this, YouTube knowledge. No, but I've got life knowledge, which is far more valuable than YouTube knowledge, depending on what your aim is. Girl, I see you coming. I know what you want. Gina, if this doesn't pan out for you to take over as the goddess of Krama, well, Hamburger Mary's is usually hiring valet parking attendants. So, hey. And Gina, let me tell you, I don't need to know you. And all kidding aside, just a little bit I heard of her on the clips. She sounds like she's a nice person. But Gina, even if you were to rise spectacularly fast to heights higher than you could dream on a rocket ship to YouTube fame. Do you know what crash and burn is? Bigger they are, the harder they. Well, no one can count. Not in your case. That's more your boss. Your boss Molly. That when I say bigger, I mean that way, not this way. Although I know my God, she thought she was. See, even though I have a very small channel, I don't care. And while I'm sure there are people that absolutely hate my guts and think that I am a very mean, nasty person, I'm authentic. That's all I can tell you. And people connect with that. Of course, I like to say there's probably not a whole lot of room in the middle with me. You're probably all in or all out. That's okay. I don't care. I'm not trying to appeal to the whole world. I'm probably easily double your age. I don't know, but oh, bye, Snickerdoodle. Thank you for coming in. Oh, Muffin Mouse. Hi, how are you? Bee's Knees, how you doing? A figurehead. Okay. I'll take it. Much like when someone graciously gives me a wrench, I always immediately say, I'm going to accept this. Let me see, how do I usually put it? I gladly, proudly accept the honor of the nomination of top mod that you have bestowed upon me. But I just need you to know that I am a shit mod. I don't know how to do anything. And whenever I graciously accept one of these wrenches, it will only be for one of two reasons. I either want to take said wrench and brain someone with it, metaphorically, of course, or I accept it because I look at it as an honorary position, much like when I give one out. Although, we may come to the point where we need, competent wrenches here. Crazy nurse, that's not to say you are not competent. You know what I mean, girl. Oh, twin thing, I suck. Listen, to why I suck is because I'm selfish and I'm too busy. It's like this shit is about my brilliant thoughts I'm trying to get out of my fingers from my brain. I don't have time to be taking care of your shit. I am joking. So yeah, Gina, while I will give you high marks for your ambition, take it from a woman who's way older than you. As in the real world, and I know a lot of things they don't necessarily translate here on YouTube. This does. There's no shortcuts, honey. There really is not. Not to anything in life and not on here. You can ride the coattails. They call it clout. Fine, clout. I call it riding the coattails. Because, at some point, if you're wearing a beautiful dress with a train on it, you may be riding that train. High on. That song lyrics, don't get excited. And I'm not going to finish them because I don't want to get in trouble. But yeah, at some point, see, when that's the way you try to make it to the top, whether you buy subs or you just, I'm someone who prides myself on manners. And I see a severe, hey, Kathy, how you doing? I see a real lack of that on here. And not just in the obvious ways. My God, I don't need to tell you guys how you have eyes and ears. I see a lot of people who have their own channels And they'll go in people's chats. Well, let me just tell you what I don't do rather than what I see people do. What I will never do is go in someone's chat. I would never in 1,000,000 years. I will let all kinds of shit fly off my fingers. The one thing I will never do, I would never promote myself or my channel in someone else's chat unless explicitly told that I could, or it was someone that I was actually, like when Rabbit and I used to do a show together, like, and even in there, if I did it, it was in a joke. I don't roll that way because it's ill-mannered and it's gross. But that describes this whole housing project. Hey, B Tim, how you doing? So, hi, Vicky. So I don't do that. I don't go up on people's panels and over talk. I try. I'm sure sometimes it's hard when there's a lot of people on a panel. I've seen, obviously everybody wants to talk and sometimes there's a delay. I just don't do that. So when I say to you that and I know you don't know me from Adam's house cat, Gina, but believe me, that is not a green screen. This is my office in my house. I'm a real person. And I have a real life. This is fun. It's a hobby. Stupid people piss me off. Some people think I'm funny. I like to make people laugh. And if I can make people laugh by talking about the obvious, this is idiocracy that we're living. So I don't say any of this to you out of, hey, this is a ruthless place. There's no doubt about that. Whatever will be, will be. I'm not up here trying to get famous. I've got a real life. This is just a hobby. So you can ride Molly's coattails all you want and I get it. I think you're young and I see the thirst, girl. I see it. And that's okay. But trust me, it will not last. Just saying. Okay, so the only reason I bring Gina up is because, Gina is the impetus. Hey, Montana Jade, how you doing? Gina was kind of the impetus for me to go on Queen Bee's panel because I felt this strongly about it, and it wasn't about Gina. What they were discussing was the fact that Gina has come out. Well, Vicky, that's all I care about doing. So if I make you laugh, then that makes me happy. This Gina has come out with supposedly these screenshots. Some say pictures to accompany them. Oh my God in heaven. No. Do not show me those pictures. But the reason that I wanted to go on that panel was because I am not just so offended by the tragedy pimps for all the obvious reasons that I state, on the daily. No, that's not it. It's the bigger troubling thing. And that is, here's the song metaphor. Quick, before I forget it. Nurse Ratched, she's got your bitter little pill, D-bag dolly. And as you're choking that pill down, I want you to hear Justin Timberlake singing, what goes around, goes around, goes around, and comes around, and back around. How do you like it. How do you like Bullhorn Betty's justice system? You tragedy pimps and company. How do you like it, Dolly? Because you know what I said? He had not an insignificant number of supporters in that chat that were saying, I want to see proof. I'm going to need more than just, hey, Chronicles, how you doing? There were many people who said, I want to see proof. I'm not going to believe it until I, see more proof. And you know what I said? Fuck proof. No, bullshit. You are going to get the justice that you tragedy pimps, when you get your little tiny intellects and your real sharp claws, when you dumbasses latch onto something, which typically is something that a large number of people are interested in. Remind me to tell you something. Do not let me forget. The minute I'm done with this statement, somebody in this chat say Florida, 2 kids. Just tell me that so I don't forget, because I didn't have it written down. I don't know, no, Dolly, bullshit. Fuck you. You need to be on the receiving end of your bitch hole, whatever the hell she is to you or was to you. I know what she is to all of us. She is a mean, ugly, hateful bitch who is as ugly on the outside as she is rotted to the core on the inside. And oh, this is her favorite person. Do you know that can you see my Betty? If you're nice, I might send this to you. Now, fuck that. I wouldn't send you something that I paid. Hold on, please. Well, look at that. I have such manners. Even with my husband, I take the price tag off of shit. When I was on vacation in Las Vegas with the girlfriend, we stopped into a gas station on the way to the Grand Canyon, the Sky Rim. Oh my God. If you guys have never done it and you're there, I highly suggest it. That is the glass horseshoe bridge. And I forget, you have to check because it's only at one rim of the Grand Canyon. But on the way there, we stopped for gas and, well, what I didn't stop for was this. And my God, it was like serendipity, pennies from heaven. We stopped. I think I'm just going in there to, go to the bathroom, get some gas and get a bottle of water. And instead, I walked out with Donald Trump holding a fake news placard. It was like a damn Las Vegas gift shop in the gas station. I swear to you. Any kind of like tchotchke, clothes, shot glasses. Oh my God, it was deliciously tackily. I don't even know if that's a word. Like I said, serendipity. I mean, hell, it wasn't Saks Avenue, but I wasn't trying to find one. And every once in a while, like, hey, Betty, here's your peep. So, yeah. I don't believe we need to give you. What is it, your girlfriend or whatever that skank is to you or was to you? Yeah, what is that what is that she said that time? Well, for Bullhorn Betty, you are guilty until you prove yourself innocent. Please take it from someone who I wish I could show you. Hold on. Let me find another piece of paper. Because I'm going to show you something. Just so you know, I'm not bullshitting. There's a lot of that goes on. I have legal education from a state accredited school, not from a finance company who gives you a diploma at the end of your, let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna have to do it this way. I'm trying to just make sure that anything that could identify. Okay. Never, I can't do it. Take my word for it. In this frame right here is a college degree. Now, it's an associate's degree. It's not a fucking master's, but you know, I would hope that if you know nothing else about me, you feel confident in, you know, the knowledge that I probably have. You know, I'm starting from an okay place up here. So, you know, that paper is just icing. But so when I hear an absolute dumbass, blithering idiot like Betty saying things like, I have a legal education and you're all stupid and I know, and suck it. You know shit. And I do know. Do I know as much as a lawyer? No. Do I know how to do? You know, I believe there's a few members of my family, like, I don't know, maybe my mother, who would tell you I miss my calling. Let that be a lesson, because I'm too old now, but let that be a lesson to you younger kids. We're not here forever. Don't waste your best years. You're trying to get to the top of the YouTube Krama housing project. Get an education. Otherwise, you're a fucking idiot dolt who listens to other idiot adults. So, Dolly, let me ask you, how you like it now? How's it taste? Because I do believe your dumbass was out acting the damn fool. Oh, headstones and headlines. I love that name. Are you kidding me? What? She calls me stupid all the time. I'm gonna refrain from saying what's on the tip of my tongue. That's what people with impulse control have, Betty. That's why I don't have 42 entries into the civil and criminal docket. That is my, forensic criminology. Oh my God. Please leave me a comment and tell me when I can interview you. Ooh, I am fascinated by things like that. Holy crap. Wow. See, and there you go. Headstones and headlines. That is the epitome of an ignorant ass bitch, which is what you are. Oh, and you're ugly too. The sin is not in not knowing something. Nobody knows everything. I mean, get real. Nobody expects anyone to know everything. When you have the unmitigated audacity and gall, Betty, you're going to need to look all that up, to dare to tell someone like Headstones and Headlines, who is a real legal professional, I am educated in the law. She is. That is the epitome of an ignorant bitch. I mean, you cannot fix stupid. And what's Betty like to say? You can't legislate against, what does she say? Violence. I don't know. It's too bad. Yes, Betty, you are the embodiment of the very unfortunate fact that we cannot legislate stupid against stupid. So bees knees, Because BHB is a simp with delusions of adequacy. Yes. Twin thing. Oh, I hope you're doing good now. And believe it or not, I told Betty the exact same thing. Bitch, I have forgotten more about the law than you have ever known. Facts. Facts. How many times? I'm going to make a public YouTube plea right now. My spirit animal, the master, Adonis Paul. I'm begging. What's your favorite restaurant? Is there anything I could do to introduce you? I'm sure I know at one time he thought about reviewing Ernie. Adonis, please, please, please. I'm a huge fan of your Latini catalog. And I don't care if you will do it. I don't care what time it is. I will stay up for it. I think Bullhorn Betty needs the Adonis Paul treatment. Oh, Adonis, please, my God. I think that we should. Good for you, twin thing. I know far too much about that. I think we should start a hashtag. I think we should start tagging him and ask. Adonis Paul would be her worst nightmare because listen, y'all, I'm taking one for the team. I'm putting myself out in front here, knowing how these mofos play. I'm doing it. I'm screaming it from the mountaintops. But he's got a big platform. I mean, at least to me, it's big. And he's freaking brilliant. And that is not me pandering. Listen, I'm a huge fan of brains, which is why I hate all these asshole tragedy pimps so much, because they're all dumbasses. Ugh. Oh, here's what I wanted you guys to remind me. Oh, wait a minute. Let me finish with Dolly. Don't let me forget the kids. 2 Florida kids. Just make sure that I see that. So, Dolly, yeah, when you were out acting the white trash fool that you are, when you were out doing that in front of Quentin Simmons' house before there was even an arrest made. And for the record, yes, I also believed that she was guilty. I believed law enforcement, but there is a process. And if you will not stand for the process and support the process for the absolute worst among us, why in the hell should you be subject to anything less than your own tragedy pimp justice system, which is, listen, we just have to think that we can get our hooks into this, that we can get our mouth breather subs to pay for our trip, and we're going to go get medieval on their asses. I mean, I hate to bring up Critical K, but there is something, like the pitchforks and the burning torches. Well, that's who these people are, okay? But if you will not support listen, assholes, it's not yours to edit. It's called the fucking Constitution. And it was written by people far smarter than all you idiots if you sat in a circle jerk and tried to add your collective IQ points, okay? You don't get to take your, because let's dispense with the notion there's not one of you that gives a damn about any kid. You don't give a shit. And I'm about to tell you why. There is a case here in Florida that is so absolutely egregious. I had put it on my community post last Sunday. Listen, I'm a newbie at this, so I did not realize that when I put the link up there to this story, it was from an ABC News site, a local ABC affiliate here in, oh God, is it Wauchula? It's somewhere like kind of in the center of the state of Florida. I didn't realize that when I put that link to the story there, to the video, that it was just me trying to play their content. So it was immediately removed. I just assumed, because I don't know shit about this, that tech part, I'm not great with tech, which is why I have not put the absolute bomb intro that Menace to Sobriety was kind enough to make for me. And I swear to you, I feel like such a POS for not having this thing done, because he did everything to help, this Barbie likes to decorate the dream house and drive her pink Corvette to get groceries. She's not a techie. So, but he did everything except meet me at the damn store and come over to the house and do it. Every time I'm ready to do it, something happens. And you know what, Rowena? And I think it's something so simple. Jenny Jen told me how to do it. He gave me an MP4. I emailed it to my other email. I think all I have to do is put it on my desktop and then put that into Jenny Jen said where the branding is. I'll figure it out. Listen, I figure people a lot damn dumber than me have figured out how to do it. So I'm going to get it done, I promise. But I feel like a dick for not, because it was such a nice thing to do. And every time I come in here and I haven't done it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a tool. Yeah, you dumbass mouth breathers, you don't get to just throw the Constitution in the garbage and use Bullhorn Betty's justice system, which is basically, I'm a fucking grifter, I'm a con, in my opinion, and, well, whatever is going to give me the most self-enrichment, and bitch, you can take that blinged out bullhorn and Betty, I told you I was going to bring a visual aid for the class. When I was a kid in school, Fridays was usually show and tell. And show and tell here. So Betty, I know that I think I told you before, Bets, that you're like the Dollar Tree version of me. If I was ugly, had broken hair, was stupid, and mean as a viper. Yeah. And I'm sure you think woo, you're hot shit because you got a blinged out bullhorn. Betty, I've had blinged shit since, wait for it. Do we know what this is? Well, it's a pink blackberry. And if you turn it over, oh, those are all beautiful Swarovski crystals with a contrasting but coordinating L for Lisa. So, honey, you're behind the curve, okay? Girl, bitch, sit down. Shut up. Shut up. Here, Betty, this is you. This is you right here. This is your lane. And please, Betty, I think they want you. I think Trump would love to have a frothing at the mouth, useful idiot like you. Oh, well, front row Joe. Please, Betty, we're begging you. Betty, I will make a charitable donation to almost any political group of your choice. If you will, please take mercy on the thinking people of YouTube and get the fuck out of here. Okay? I will do that for you. Kathy Pease, is it really? Is it falling apart? Listen, when I saw that thing, my very first thought was, oh God, I'm going to have to go find that Blackberry. And I know it is weird that, in all honesty, do you know why I kept that Blackberry? I'll tell you why. Do you see this right here? This is a real, like, you can probably hear me pushing the buttons. If I could go back to the inside of this phone, having the technology of the iPhone, but I could have the keyboard. I hate that touchscreen shit. This, I could make this thing smoke. And I don't know, I've just never been able to part with it. And maybe now I know why. But when I saw that bullhorn, right after I thought, damn, I need to go get that damn Blackberry. And I knew exactly where it was. Hey, Alabama, how are you? Yeah, my next thought was, oh, I'm pretty sure those are probably acrylic crystals and probably not Swarovski. It doesn't matter. I mean, she wouldn't, trust me when I tell you, she would not know the difference. No, I mean, her accessories that she puts on her body willingly are a testament to the fact that she wouldn't know a Swarovski crystal bullhorn versus an acrylic crystals if I shoved it right up her ass. Okay. So, moving on. So, darling, yeah, I felt, oh, bee's knees, no, listen, Betty tried to put me in my place one time. She told me that, how did she put it? Little girl, Betty, sweetie, you know what? Thank you, that's a compliment. When I am 10 years older than your road hard, put up, wet, drug looking ass, I am 10 years your senior, and you're calling me a little girl, so yes, thank you. I will take that. And Betty, it wouldn't matter what you called me, bitch. If you think there is any person walking the face of the earth upright on 2 feet that is warm, so, oh, we got to take Jonathan out of it. He's out of the running. That would look at you next to me and think that I was 10 years older than you, you are more delusional than I think. So your Beavis and Butthead insults, this was her brilliant comeback to me. The only one I ever heard. Oh, hell, she could have railed against me every night for a month. I wouldn't. I don't listen to the bitch. But this was clipped, which is why I saw it. And she said, and that, let me tell you something very interesting that I've noticed. And I've noticed it for a while. And I think if you think about it, you will say, oh, you know what? You're right. I know that they think I'm a bitch, and I get it. And rightly so. I get it. Because I'm dragging them for filth, and I'm holding a mirror in front of them. And I am showing everybody in this dump what the reality is, not what the smoke and mirrors bullshit version that they would like you to believe is the reality. I can't help you if you're stupid. I don't rock with stupid. I don't get down with dumb. Stupid people piss me off. So her big comeback that I heard when she tried at one time many months ago was, oh, I was telling you what you think about what I'm about to say to you. They will give a response to something I've said, but what I have never heard them do is say the name of my channel. Why do we think that is? I mean, my guess would be I am the absolute last thing on a very short list that they want to make anyone aware of. And that's fine. I don't want my name in your filthy, cavity riddled, probably many fake teeth filled mouth. And when I say fake teeth, I don't mean veneers. No, I mean like bridges and that kind of thing. Yeah, I find that very interesting, but that's okay. I'm good with it. But what she said was, oh, and there's that lady, who's got what? She goes, little girl, I don't know. Listen to this brilliance. Little girl, I don't know if you think those fake tits are gonna float when you're in the ground, in the grave. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to be cremated, so don't worry about my fake tits. And then it was, she's, yeah. That, oh my God, that fucking maniacal laugh. That is the cackle of one wildly insecure woman. And she said, she's got one foot in the grave and the other one on a banana peel. Brilliant. Bee's knees, you're right. And you know what happened the other day? Someone came in the chat that I'd never seen before. I think it might have been King Richard, maybe. I know Richard was part of the name. And he was in here for a minute, or she, I'm just going to say he, because I'm not sure. I'm assuming it's a he. But I didn't, say hello. And I looked over at the chat because I'm not good at the chat and talking. And I mean, my God, you guys know how this works. But I did say, I think he was a little irritated that because there was a comment about something about, oh, will you ignore people in your chats? And I said, I'm sorry. I'm not good about, and I apologize. And we went on. What do you think Betty would have said if that had been her chat? It's very simple. I don't know why this is my channel, and I don't know why you watch people you don't like. It's very simple. Don't watch. That blocked. I'm right. That is absolutely without a doubt how it will go. It's Betty's that just like she absolutely defiled and was heinous, hideous, ugly to that poor woman whose only mistake was assuming that Betty is a civilized human being. She is not. I mean, my goodness, there are some really heinous things that people say on here. And Betty, what that woman said to you is not even in the same country as the heinous things that get said on here and told to people on the daily. So that's hilarious, Kathy. All you have to do is say you're a drama channel and BHB goes into such a rant. It's funny. She's so easy to get her going. I've often thought about, no, never mind. Yeah, you know why? Because she's not very smart. Betty shows all her cards. Betty, that's how I know Betty don't play poker. Because listen, we all have weaknesses. We all have sore spots. Do you remember that old commercial back in the day? Never let them see you sweat. I don't think Betty's ever seen that. Because Betty, why do you think we all know just where to hit you? Because you're stupid and you give it to us. Like the many other gifts that you give on the regular. Betty, a normal woman would does not walk around presenting herself as you do. Do you think for one hot ass second I would be sitting up here saying the things that I'm saying if I looked like you? I would not, because I'd be giving the people who don't like me and or agree with me, and I don't need you to. I very much agree with Betty's premise, which is why I don't go to any of these people's channels. I do not watch their channels. I don't go try and wind them up in their chats. I don't want to hear their voice. Just like I told Laura, who seems to think that all of this community is going to collapse now that Molly's gone. Trust me, I could sit up here, I could just spin a wheel, put my finger down, and talk about pretty much damn near anything. The difference is, unlike probably you and Betty, and other people with this kind of thinking, if my finger landed on, the new advancements in micro vessel repair, robotic assisted surgery, well, I would have the good sense to not act like I know as much as the fucking doctor. Okay. So thank you, Amberly. That's very sweet. Oh, so this would be a good place to tell you that post that I put up that was removed. And I truly did not put it up just as a way to say, Betty, where the hell are you, idiot? Why aren't you here? If you're so worried about children. I didn't plan on talking about this right now, which is why I do not even have the name. All you have to do is Google it. I promise you a million things will come up. Oh, I did put a link to a New York Post article about it. In a community which is, I haven't looked at it on Google Maps, but my best guess is about 2 hours from where Betty lives at most, possibly an hour, hour and a half. There is a very small town, I think it's Wauchula, where a young couple who had 3 children had 2 of those children die within the span of less than 1 year, while under the care of the grandmother, the maternal grandmother. The first one that died, who I believe was 16, 17 months old. Well, there was a big scummy looking pond on their property. And grandma, well, like you do when you're a good grandmother, you naturally fall asleep when you've got your grandchild that's under 2 years old in your care. And that child, while her ass was taking a little nappy nap, I don't know why, that child went into that pond and drowned. So naturally, once as a mother and father, when that happened, the mother of that child, the grandmother's daughter, was pregnant at the time. And there was an older child, maybe 3 or 4, I think. There's something to me that is not right with the mother and father as well. Go find the interview on the local ABC Action News channel. Just Google that story. It'll come up. Kathy Pease, let me tell you what I'd do if I was Queen Bee. I would sue that bitch for everything she doesn't have. Because what she is doing is libel. Defamation is comprised of slander. I'm sorry, it's slander. Defamation is comprised of slander, libel, slander spoken, libel written. That bitch is slandering her. And I think she's been far more patient with her than I promise you I would have been. She has absolutely no proof of that. Prove it, bitch. And if you can't, Queen Bee, I think you should strongly consider. Well, girl, I'm not an attorney, but I know a thing or two about a little bit about this. If I could at least, maybe give you some advice on who to. And I live in, not too far from her. So if there's anything I could do to help you in that pursuit, that I hope you will consider doing. That bitch is out of control. And somebody besides her local sheriff needs to hold her account for her out of control, lying mouth. And I do not give a damn what Queen Bee's record looks like. That has no bearing on if allegations like of that nature are being made about her that are wrong, blatantly false, and there is no proof of said allegations. I promise you, I would do to her what she did to Crude AF. And I don't even know Crude AF. Never met the man, I had seen him go by in the queue, and you know how like you can stop and it'll play just a few minutes? I don't have a dog in that fight, except for the fact that Betty's a fucking bully, and this place is made a worse place by her being in it. So if there is a legal and permissible within terms of service way, and I don't care what you dumbasses with your little talking points, you call it cancel culture, I don't give a shit what you call it. I call it culling the herd. Have you ever heard of Mr. Darwin? Survival of the fittest? I mean, it makes me wonder. Because trust me, Betty's not the textbook example of natural selection, let's just say. So here we've got this story. It's made it into the New York Post, okay? Obviously, it's because it's so outrageous. So we've got the grandmother, supposedly babysitting this child. The child goes out into the pond and drowns. Mom is pregnant at the time. Mom says in this news piece, which doesn't sound right to me, and I don't believe it. She said, well, the doctor told me that I had to make a choice. I could either get the details about what happened to my baby drowning, how all this happened, or I could choose to keep the baby I'm carrying safe. Come again? The implication was, it was going to, obviously it would have been traumatic, but there's something that's not right with the mother's, her affect is very strange. Something she said that was, okay, wait, let me finish. And then I'm going to tell you something that immediately got my attention. That's just not right. And when it's not right, it's not right. When it doesn't sound right, it's not right. So the state's attorney at the time when this happened said, listen, in Florida, we have basically like a one-time, it's disgusting analogy, but it's basically like a one-time get out of jail free card. If a child dies accidentally and they believe it's accidentally, they don't think there's any foul play, you get a one-time free pass. Well, that's outrageous. That should never be. So, okay, so that's done. Well, what would you say if I told you less than a year later, the baby that she was pregnant with, who is 7 months old, I believe? Well, mom needed to go get her hair done. So naturally, when your mother has already had one of your children die on her watch, well, hey, a bitch has got to get her hair done. So, baby number 2 is in the back seat of grandma's 2019 Lexus. And, grandma gets out of the car like you do on a day when the temperatures outside reached, I believe they said it was either 88 or 91, somewhere in that range. And grandma got out of the car, and her words, I went inside and played with the dog for a while and then practiced piano for a long time. End quote. That baby died in that car, baby number 2, in less than a 1-year span of time. And when mom is talking to the news reporter, grandma is getting ready to stand trial. Put her under the fucking jail. I don't care what is wrong with her. I don't give a damn. I don't care if it's undiagnosed depression, mental illness. I don't give a damn. I don't care. And I think mom and dad need to be right behind her. Of course, mom's got a story for why this happened. Well, I had a hair appointment and I took the baby to, it was Beef O'Brady's, which is a local chain we have here. I don't know if they're nationwide, but it's kind of like a Hooters type of deal, but not, not with the, it's not a restaurant, but it's, it's a sports themed place. And it's bar food. Yeah, it used to be good. I used to eat there every once in a blue moon. I don't go there anymore. But mom said, well, I was comfortable because I knew there were people there in the restaurant that she was with that I trusted. Well, guess what, dumbass? The baby didn't die at the restaurant. The baby died at home. When grandma left her strapped in the car to die a death in a hot car. Where the fuck is Bullhorn Betty? I mean, are you not outraged by this? I don't make a damn fool of myself standing in front of people's houses with bullhorns, dispensing my own form of mouth-breathing redneck justice. No, I don't do that. But that, I think you can tell I'm full hot about this. Where's Betty? Betty, where are you? Miss Child Advocate. Well, my God, if these children don't need an advocate, I don't know who does. And the thing that caught my attention so quickly about mom. So here's the opening shot. It's in the grandmother's house where they live, apparently. News reporter is on the chair here, and then you've got mom and dad on the sofa. And he's sitting there and he's kind of, with his head down and looks appropriately. His affect looked appropriate on the opening shot. Mom's, not so much. Here's mom. She's looking right at him in a weird way. Her affect is totally flat. She's almost doing a PayPal Mal, grinding in the seat. And she says the most fucking bizarre thing I've ever heard, which made the bells go ding, 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 ding. Something ain't right here. She's rubbing his back and she says to the reporter, yeah, It's just, it's so horrible to know that my mom is the one that broke his heart. How about your heart, you stupid bitch? What? She never cried. And then I noticed the more it went on, I didn't think his affect seemed quite right either. I'm not a shrink. I don't need to be. You know when something doesn't look right. Oh, did I leave this part out? Grandma, wait for it. Grandma is a retired school principal. Now, you don't get to be a school principal without being, I do believe you need to have at least a master's degree before you're even eligible to see. I'm not positive how it works here because I don't have school age kids, but I know my cousin works in, yes, Rowena, exactly. Why is Betty not talking about this? I don't claim to be a child advocate. I'm not a victim's right advocate. No, I'm a normal person who my heart breaks for all these people like any normal person's would. And of course, if I could do something short of thinking I'm fucking Quasimodo and gonna go dispense some sidewalk justice, I'm gonna have bullhorn. Betty, where's Doug Llewellyn when you need him? Well, I know Harvey Levin's not there because he's busy running TMZ. He's no longer with Judge Wapner. Yeah, Rowena, that's what I said. Where the hell is Betty? It's me, Amberly. There you go. Yes. Chronicles. Yes. You don't get to be a school principal without being an educated. And believe me, that is not to say that, oh, just because you're educated, you can't be this, that, and the other. Of course you can. But how does this happen? And where is Florida's very own bullhorn? Well, gee, I think isn't she on her way to Georgia to go make a menace of herself? Well, Rowena can answer that. Rowena, you're from Georgia, right? Is that what I heard you say with that poor kid? I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. The poor kid who was almost killed in a hazing, bullying. Trenton, there you go. Well, Liza, I don't know enough about it to opine on anything, but I can absolutely get down with the community wants justice. I'm all for that, but there is a process. And here's the thing a lot of people don't understand, like Wilhelm Betty, if you get one bite at this apple, and if they rush in without having everything they need, they don't bring cases that they do not have. I mean, I don't know what the percentage metric is, but to bring a case, especially one that's going to be high profile, probably go on a while, they've got to have a real good belief that they're going to get a conviction. And like I said, one bite at the apple. And here's something, a lot of people don't know, and you wouldn't if you don't know anything more than a layperson's, understanding of the law, that once somebody is arrested and charged, tick tock, speedy trial kicks in, which, depending on how the case is going to be defended, if the attorneys feel like, we need to waive speedy trial because we're going to fight this and it's going to take us time to get our case together. But if they don't think it's a case they need to defend and it's more of a, for lack of a better word, a game of chicken. Well, then they make a strategic decision and say, speedy trial. I cannot remember how long that window of time is, but it's not a lot. And they, hey, T-Back, how you doing? So I completely understand, and absolutely, I want that kid to have the justice he deserves for what happened to him. But we cannot let people circumvent the process based on a bunch of dumbasses. And I don't mean the people in that community. I'm talking about Betty and company. Because for them, it's all about their self-enrichment. That's all it is. They don't give a shit about any of these people. I promise you that, in my opinion. Absolutely. And this is why the whole idea of this show was, Dolly, how do you like it? Because here we are. So what happened yesterday? And listen, I think Dolly's a douche. He's gross. He's just disgusting to me. But you know what? If Dolly, in a perfect world, this is how it needs to work. Me, despite the fact that I can't stand him or any of them. But if I cannot say, wait a minute, listen, we're not going to drag this man and hurt his reputation, possibly cost him money, blah, blah, blah. Without proof. I need to see concrete proof before I get up here and say, oh my God, you're not going to believe. Well, why would I do that? Because, hey, Lakota, how you doing? Because Dolly and the rest of those dirtbags, with their vigilante justice system, Bullhorn Betty justice system, well, why would I extend that to you? You didn't give a damn about any of those people in Savannah, Georgia, because of you clowns and your abhorrent, disgusting, white trash, dirt bag behavior. You caused a woman who was in her last days on this earth to not be able to die peacefully at home because you were standing out there acting the clown. Because a fucking job is out of the question. You people are the people that people like me and everybody else who pays taxes for. We write the check. I don't get a refund. My husband doesn't get a refund. No, we write a check. So people like you can dispense your vigilante sidewalk YouTube justice, your tragedy pimp justice. Ooh, a scapegoat for life. Oh, I'm back with a vengeance. It is past time for people to stop accepting this, drag them through the streets every day if that's what it takes. You do not get, not with me, you don't. You do not get the benefit of the justice that you deny everyone else. And if you don't think that those idiots and their meddling bullshit have compromised or could compromise that Quentin Simmons case, do you dumbasses not think? I'm not a lawyer. I don't play one on TV or on YouTube. I leave that to Betty. Yeah, it's a bad, third-rate 3 a.m. cable show, but be that as it may. All it's going to take, it's coming. I'm telling you, it is coming. You'd be a fool to think anything different. One of these cases that they meddle in, there's going to be a smart attorney who wants to make a name for himself or herself or make his bones or whatever it is. Maybe new and I don't know, but if it were me, it would go a little something like this. Well, Your Honor, or members of the jury, my client sitting here that should be afforded and is afforded by the Constitution that we all live under and are governed by. What we don't have is a vigilante justice system. And when my client right here is being harassed to a level where they do not feel safe in their home, blah, blah, blah. My client was under extreme emotional distress. My client didn't feel safe. So, I will put forth to you that you cannot necessarily take anything my client said while under this duress. I mean, what kind of a dumb bitch thinks that she's going to sue the sheriff of Georgia? Charlie Daniels, when he wrote that song, The Devil Went Down to Georgia, my goodness, it has been an anthem from time immemorial since it was written. He just probably didn't know that it was going to be, the anthem for a bunch of mouth-breathing dirtbags. So if you're not willing to extend the right of every person who lives here to be judged under that system, then you don't get it either. Okay? And that's just how I feel. I could not care any less. In fact, it makes me throw up in my mouth to think about anything that Dolly does in his personal life. I don't want to know. I don't care if he likes girls, boys, both. Ooh, but damn, for Betty. Oh, good Lord, girl. Ooh, that one left a mark, didn't it? Ooh, I don't know. If I was a woman who, was in my feels and was just crazy about old Dolly, and I found out that Dolly that maybe I wasn't Dolly's cup of tea, that he preferred another cup of tea over me. Well, I mean, women, we can get mighty catty about shit like that, but oh goodness, Mike Stevens is Casual Friday. Well, I'll show you my shoes. They'll help make up for the t-shirt. Does this mitigate some of the damage from the t-shirt? So yeah, there we have it. And you know what? I will say this. Hold on. Okay, so now we're at the point of the program where I'm gonna make my apology. Thank you, Mike Stevens. Thank you, Rowena. Um, I know I have thrown around for the last 2 hours and 14 minutes. I have thrown around words like dirtbag, white trash, mouth breathers, low life. I have. And I understand that those are very harsh words. To me, those are the words that describe these people and what they do. And that I'm not going to apologize for. And I'm sure they'll have all kinds of words for me. And whether or not anyone believes it, I will tell you that had I not seen, and do I continue to see the disgusting, hi Jasmina, the disgusting behavior from them, I am never going to sit up here and just, pick some random person that I see on YouTube that, oh, I don't like your haircut, or I will never do that. I promise you. I know there are going to be people who are going to think, hey, Earth, how you doing, girl? Better get your scissors ready. I'm pretty sure I dropped a few verbal grenades, like 2 hours worth. So I know there's going to be people that are going to say I'm a bully, I'm a bitch, and I absolutely, unlike these people, especially Betty, I absolutely understand how you feel that way. I acknowledge it. I totally do. I am not like these people. I'm older than them, and I'm a hell of a lot smarter than them. And I'm not an angel. I have never claimed to be an angel, ever. You don't get to, if you're lucky enough to live to get to be a certain age, the age where you start, all joking aside, the age where you start knowing that, hey, who knows how long is left, but we're firmly like, we're going this way. I don't, hopefully not quality of life, but years. And if you have any self-awareness or intellect at all, you are very aware of what you say, what you do, and how it can affect others and how it is perceived by others. So I completely understand that there are going to be people who, oh, it's me, girl. I am not. It took me 3 tries to get these damn eyelashes on. Don't you dare make me. Don't do it. And don't blow my cover as the most hateful bitch in drama. I'm not. I promise you. And I don't hate these people. I do not. When I push that button that says end broadcast, I'm walking out of this room and it's done. I'm going to, within the next hour, I'm going to watch this live, and because I want to see. Do you think, listen, I can absolutely fully acknowledge I watch all of them back from start to finish. And yes, there are times when I go, ooh, that's going to leave a mark. I'm rarely do I say, oh boy, I wish I hadn't said that. Except in the instance that it's going to be me, it's going to be my parting thought when I walk out the door, and I promise you we're almost there. I have no personal animosity against this people, despite what I've just got done railing about them. But that is how I feel about them, because their tactics are dangerous. They are. And Dolly, if you've got a hair on your ass, as the gross expression goes, you will sit back and you will say, wow, hmm, maybe I now have a little more of an understanding of what my behavior terrorizing a neighborhood and a family that, because Dolly, I mean, these allegations, they either are or they are not true. Mike, did you not hear what I said about the frigging eyelashes? And I do not need you trying to make me look human, okay? Stop. Um, so and I'm also going to acknowledge that it's not a fair fight, okay? I know this. And I don't say that because I'm, trying to blow my own horn. I promise you I'm not. But it's the reality of it. It is not. Do you think there's one of them? I mean, when I was talking about Dante's Inferno, the Divine Comedy, and the Seven Circles of Hell. Now, if I hadn't said the Seven Circles of Hell, do you truly believe that Betty or any of them would know what I was talking about? I mean, let's get real. I'm doing it because it's wrong. It's vile. They're succubus. They're like a parasite. A parasite needs a host. And sometimes it's a symbiotic relationship. Each thing that's sucking off the other. Oh, that was an unfortunate choice of word. Stuck to stuck. Each thing that's stuck to the other thing, they're each getting something out of it. These people need to know, if you do not accept this as an appropriate community representation, what do you think people, I mean, it's embarrassing to, I wish, and maybe someday I will. Oh my God, this could be funny. This really could be funny. Because I could say to my mom, I could send her just a couple clips, and then I could say, I'm going to call you, and I want you to tell me what you think. And believe you me, I would not have to say to my mom, listen, Mom, this I'm making this part of a show. No, it would probably be the opposite I would need to say. It's like, I can't imagine trying to explain, which is a perfect segue into, I fully acknowledge that I know it is not my intention. It is what I say about them, that is absolutely my intention. What is not my intention is when I throw around words like redneck, dirtbag, those words and my thoughts and feelings around those words are absolutely laser focused at them and the people who think like them. I'm gonna absolutely mea culpa, cop to the fact that I am not from any kind of place like they inhabit. I have been very fortunate my entire life. I have never wanted for anything. Not anything tangible. Never. That is not to say that, I'm from some kind of dynasty. Absolutely not. I grew up upper middle class. So, but that being said, I will also tell you that always I'm here for a reason. When I was in high school, even middle school. Well, hello, the fun kids are always the kind of wild kids whose parents are like, they would be the ones, oh, mom, I'm going to spend the night over at Susie's house. Yeah, no, we're just going to go to the skating rink and then we'll be home. Yeah, her mom's going to pick us up. And in the meantime, her mom is out fucking on her date and like she's rolling in at 3 a.m. She doesn't give a shit if you're there or not. Everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about. So I just want to acknowledge that I know I can be the grammar police. And believe me when I tell you, I love a Southern accent. You have heard me throw the word ain't around. What I'm probably not doing a good job of articulating the way I want to is it's never my intention to make people think that I'm sitting up here saying, well, you know what? I'm better than you because I have this. And no, that's Molly Golightly. But I do acknowledge that I absolutely, I'm sure, come off condescending, haughty, snobby, bitchy. And I will own that. But what I'm telling you is all of that, I would never, all my life, I've always had friends who couldn't even fathom how I lived. Friends who I will never live the way they live, and everything in between. So if I find someone compelling or interesting, I don't care what you have. I don't give a shit what your criminal record is, as long as it's not anything, violent or with children. When I sit up here and I do this is not me saying, I am so much better than you all. I am better than them, but not because of the shoes I have on and how much they cost or anything like that. No, it's because I'm trying to stop what I know is wrong and is hurtful to people who have already been hurt enough. All in the name of this. Money is the absolute root of all evil. There's a reason that phrase has existed from the beginning of time, and it is. I always say, two life events that bring out the absolute worst in people are weddings and funerals. And they do. Think about it. Everybody starts fighting over, who's getting what when grandma, you get it. So, and the way I'm going to end this is this, because this is the perfect place for it. And like I said, this is direct. This apology is for one specific person. However, I'm going to make a more broad I put my foot in it the other night, and I felt very small after I did it. And that is this. I made a crack about a trailer park. You guys have heard me do it. I'm guilty of it. I've done it. I say it a lot. And the person that heard me say this said, I live in a trailer. And this is someone I like very much. And I was like, you couldn't see me, but I was like, oh, holy shit. Oh, you're a dumbass. You just stepped in it bad. And I did. And I felt like an asshole. And it was one of those things where I was like, oh God, I'm afraid if I thought that it had been appropriate immediately to say, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I would have. But I felt like it will come off as contrived and not genuine. But I felt like an asshole. I don't know what else to say. I was so, and it was not done in a snarky way, not at all, which is why it stung. Because like I said, I like this person very much. And I felt terrible. I was like, oh God, you're a dumbass. You are a dumbass. And I mean, it did. It made me sit back and think like, oh boy, I throw that word around a lot. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I am never going to do that again. I'm going to try hard not to. But when I guess what I'm trying to say is this is my mea culpa, that I do not think that all people who live in trailers are beneath me or bad people. I do not. I do also believe that those people unfortunately get the taint of, also probably not oh well, we can use a little comic relief here anyway. This is taking a wah wah wah, but it kind of had to. I mean, you would have to agree with me that, I mean, listen, I didn't invent this shit. It's unfortunately the good people who choose to live in trailers for whatever reason, whether it's because they love it, they want to, it was free, it's what they can afford, blah blah blah. So if I have ever said that, when it was aimed directly, and I shouldn't even do it to them. I shouldn't. But listen, y'all, I'm not perfect, and I don't pretend to be. And I used what I got. I mean, I'm sorry, but I am really going to try to not. I'm going to try. It's probably. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm going to try to not so casually throw that word around. And this is my late apology to the specific person. And you know I like you very much, and I'm sorry that I said that, and I hope you know that I absolutely would never have said that had I known. And I think you are a very smart, kind person. I mean, that I get that vibe. So it pains me that of all the people, like it was bad. And I felt like shit. And I'm sorry. I'm going to try not to do it again, but I probably will. I'm just being real. Okay. I'm going to try, but I'm not perfect. But please know that despite what it sounds like, I promise you, I do not think that, oh, well, if you live in a trailer, you're shit. You're beneath me. I don't know. There is definitely a segment of people that, yeah, I do think that about, but it wouldn't matter where they lived. That's just something that's a grenade I throw that, I shouldn't. That's it. That's all I got to. That's all I got to say. And I absolutely will take whatever is coming my way as long as it's fair. I do not think for 1 minute I am immune to what I'm doing having done to me. And hey, someday somebody's going to do it where I will care. I just don't care what these people do it because I think they're assholes. So, but there'll come a time when I'll get a dose of my own medicine. But see, I'm not doing this, unlike them. And, Laura, put this in your peace pipe and smoke it. I'm not making a nickel here. So I'm doing it for the right reason. I don't give a shit if I have the same size channel forever. Listen, you guys, you can go look at my videos to know that's true. I would like it to just organically happen. If it's meant to be that anything comes of it, fine, it will. I'm sorry, I'm too busy. I'm too freaking lazy and tech stupid to go in there and start, oh my God, shoving all these hashtags in and trying to figure out the algorithm. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Don't care. I did. The only reason I went in and I did change and I hashtagged something last night was because, as I was listening to myself on the replay, I thought, that was pretty damn good. That list of 53 things. Here's how I know it's good. I know it's good and I know that shit's funny when I make myself laugh. And that may sound like a conceited bitch, but I'm sorry, if I can make myself laugh, I got a pretty high standard, okay? So if I can make myself laugh, I think I can make you laugh. I hope I did. That's really all I want to do. And if I can help out in my own specially branded wretched bitch way, I will. But at least I use proper. Oh, that's the other thing. I know I'm kind of the grammar police and I get on people about, hey, when you can speak proper English, come talk to me. That does not mean that I do not fully acknowledge that there are regional dialects, there is regional vernacular, etc. I have a very dear friend who I talk to all the time that I love. That if I didn't like her, I would be grammar policing her. So you see, you'll have to take my word for it, but I promise you, it's the truth. And I would be grammar policing her. So please, if I say it and I do it, there's a lot of things that I say that are done for comedic effect and timing. And I've never been a stand-up. I'm not like Mal. No. I mean, I would tell you what is the truth. I come from several generations of people that many people have found entertaining in this type of a way. But, back then we didn't have YouTube. You was sitting at a cocktail party or social event, whatever. So, the only people I mean every word I say, the not nice ones too, are the tragedy pimps. They can suck it. Suck it. All right, everybody, I'm done. I'm out of drink. My sciatic nerve is starting to kick in. So on behalf of Donald Trump and his fake news placard, Donald, what? Okay. Donald wanted me to tell Betty. He said, bitch, listen, there's only room in this rally for one person with exceedingly bad hair, and that is me. So shut up. Bitch, sit down. But I thank you for your vote. Okay, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend. Oh my God, Easter. Yes. My mother-in-law was kind enough to remind me that today's Good Friday. Don't eat any meat. Well, I'm pretty sure I missed Ash Wednesday. I'm pretty sure I've broken all of the commandments that do not involve death. And my husband, her son, was mid some kind of gross sausage bacon thing, like keto shit he was eating. He's like, yeah, well, too late for that. That ship sailed. But for those of you who do celebrate no meat today, if you haven't already done it. But if you have, well, if you're Catholic, just write them a check and call it a day. They'll forgive anything. If not, well, you might actually have to get down on your knees and pray. I don't know. Catholics just write checks. Oh, hold on. I'm going to tell you how I know that. Oh, God. I mean, besides the fact that I am one. A very bad lapsed one.
I couldn't find that last one in your Apple Music library.
Bitch,
you
shut
can
up.
ask me to play
Stop.
a radio station or ask for
No, I want you to shut up. God, she does that at the most inopportune times. Of course, when I need her, do you think the bitch can, like, get her act together? Meet my friend. For those of you who are scared of dolls, well, I have sufficiently traumatized you, I'm sure. And oh yes, look. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. I am definitely sure I'm going to be going to hell for this. If it wasn't too late already for the no meat on Good Friday. Ready? Wait for it. Yeah, oh, I'm sorry. I can't pass this opportunity up. Meet Sister Abstinence, and she is wearing little, like, I think this is oh my God, look at her ass. By God, Sister Abstinence, you're like, back that ass up. Whoa. Listen, if this whole, like, habit thing doesn't work out, girl, you twerk. You could twerk. Oh, I have gone so far afield. Like I said, I'm really sorry. I was sorry when I was just going to pull her dress up and show her little gauze ace bandage underwear. I didn't know she had this big badonkadonk. If my mother-in-law is out in my kitchen, mother-in-law, please, don't get upset. She's Catholic. She'll tell you she's a good Catholic. I mean, before you condemn me, ask yourself, when's the last time you went to church? That wasn't a funeral. You know what she would say? She would say, well, I've got a picture of Pope John Paul next to me on the bed, and I pray to him every night. Well, you are going to need to put an extra one in for your favorite daughter-in-law. So, but once again, for the kids in the back, is she like are you sure you're a woman? You're thick. I mean, my God. But yeah, look at her little underwear. I think it was an ace bandage at one time. Okay, so the reason I have this creepy looking thing, at one time, my son, 100 years ago, because he's, a grown man, he went to Catholic school. And, that's, oh, goodness. If you're ever considering sending your child to Catholic school, high school especially, please do not dismiss the widely rumored belief that Catholic schools just have more and better. That is true. I think not anything like major, but and high school, this is when kids start experimenting and whatever with everything. So, it's, I could tell another very embarrassing story, but I won't. Not for me, for him. kind of reflect on me though. But yeah, I came across this in a store one day, and I thought, oh my, I cannot pass her up. And yes, Rowena, she does. She's got back, she's got front. Ooh, I should have worn my. Damn it. I have a fantastic t-shirt that's got a picture, a black and white picture of 3 nuns and a hilarious quote under it. Maybe tomorrow, if I'm going to try. If nothing, I'll just do a little short for 2 minutes and show you my shirt. I can't tell you because it'll lose the effect. Yeah, so when my son, he had a pretty serious girlfriend and whatnot, and yeah, he came home from school one day, and Sister Abstinence, as I named her, was laying on his pillow with a little note pinned to her. Is this no, this is the habit. Well, she had a little note pinned right here, and yeah, and it said, Sister Abstinence is always watching. And when my son moved out many years ago, he was packing all 2 of his boxes of possessions because he wasn't taking furniture, it was just clothes and whatever. And like most kids, usually the first time you launch from the nest, you definitely leave security items at home. Kind of like every woman will know about this. Like when you break up with a guy and you're like kind of shell-shocked, you're like, oh, and you're so sad. And maybe you're not really cohabitating together, but you got a toothbrush there at least. And you decide, okay, well, yeah, I'm just going to get my stuff and I'm going to go. But of course, you leave at least one at if you haven't heard from him in about a week, it's going to be back then you had to make phone calls. Oh my gosh, I left something really important over there. When are you going to be around so I can come get it? And you are lying your ass off if you are a woman and you said you have never used that tactic. We have all used that tactic. Yes, the all important, like you usually don't even remember what it is or where it would be located. You're going to wing it because the idea is just to get yourself back in the door and show him what he's missing. Yeah, so my son, when he packed his 2 boxes, I was pretty sure that I'm like, oh, honey, don't you want to take the this, the that, your soccer trophy from 3rd grade? No, Mom, I'm leave all that stuff here. It's not like I'm never coming back. And I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell? What do you mean it's not like? So we had like a big box, and then he had a suitcase. That was mine, of course. And I said, look, when you get done unpacking that, I want that suitcase back, okay? Yeah. So when he left the room, and my son was always freaked out by this thing. I made it live in his room, but she was like this. He would literally turn her face to the wall. Like he hated this doll. So naturally, when he left the room and he had that suitcase halfway packed. And I, real quick, like took off 3 of the top layers of clothes, and I put Sister Abstinence face up like that and then covered her up. And I knew when the phone rang, well, knowing him, it could have been anywhere from an hour after he left the house that the call comes, or it could be 4 days later when he gets around to undoing it. But I knew when that call came. He was like, what the F? Why did you put that thing in there? I hate that thing. I was like, I know, that's why I put it in there. Okay, I'm done. I'm really leaving. And if you're a believer, I would love it if you would just, ask the man upstairs or down below, whatever whatever you believe. Yeah, just ask him to please overlook that stunted, very poor day. Okay, everybody. I hope if you celebrate Easter, you have a very happy Easter. If you're Jewish, I know Passover is coming. I don't know if we've already had it or if it comes after Easter. If I'm not too late, then happy future Passover and happy Easter. Wait, happy my grandmother's sister was a nun her whole life. Ooh, it was neat seeing her in her habit. I know somebody that was a nun that left being a nun. That's a story for another day. My sciatic nerve will not tolerate that. All right, everybody, have a great day, and I hope you have a happy Easter if I do not see you before then. Bye.